Hello, and welcome to part 2 of me trying to make a patchwork dress out of my bedsheet scraps, in time for D23, which is now in like a few days. Last you saw me, I cut out a bunch of pieces for the skirt, and now my floor looks like this, which was adding to my panic, so I threw it all in a bag for future Kelsey to deal with. I'm really putting a lot on her, aren't I? But now it's time to sew all those pieces together. I laid them all out to make sure there was a pretty even distribution of colors and characters before I started sewing. This is pretty different from the pieces I typically make, which I normally only use 1 or 2 prints for, so I wasn't sure if I was actually liking how this looked, but decided to trust the process because it was way too late for me to turn back now. I decided to make this skirt a 3/4 circle skirt versus gathering it because I didn't want any of the smaller pieces to get lost in the folds of the gathering, which basically means I have to sew curved edges together instead of straight ones because I guess I needed even more of a challenge. Haha, this is fine. Anyways, so to make this a little easier, I sewed all of the vertical columns together first so I could do the curves in smaller sections. After I finished the columns, I clipped the curves, overlocked the edges, and then gave everything a good press. Next, I sewed together all of the columns, which made it really easy to line up the seams since now I was just sewing straight lines. Then I overlocked and ironed all of those, and oh my gosh, the skirt is basically done. I laid it all out, and I'm so happy I trusted the process because I love how it looks. And how perfect do these seams line up? I don't even know how I did that. A moment for the back side too, because she deserves it. I'm glad I got the skirt out of the way since that's probably the hardest part, aside from the zipper, which I'm trying not to think about yet. And thank y'all for all of the encouragement on the first video. I feel like I might actually get this finished now. Stay tuned to hopefully see the top get added on next.